Grand Rise. You know me personally, yo. The way I'm gonna start this off is about to twist and turn into a rabbit hole, but check me out. You know me personally. I've always been hard headed as a kid. Like I ain't never listened or followed nothing, but then, certain people would sit down and ask me and I'll be like, cause I already know like that shit is stupid. I don't wanna do that. Like I don't put my energy towards something else. And then like even in school, like I would ace my tests, but I would never do my homework and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't pay attention to the teacher because I was deaf. I am deaf in my left ear, you know what I'm saying? So the way they had me seated, sometimes I couldn't hear. So I never paid attention. But it's like nothing they was teaching was super intelligent. Like it was like, man, that's all right, I'll pass the test. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll get F's on my homework because I never did it, but I'll get like 90s and 80s and 95s on my test and shit. They be like, he's so intelligent, but I don't know why he won't just focus. Well, it was because I didn't care for the idealism of history. And history always spoke about slavery, and people always tried to say that it's not about you, it's about everybody. People tried to say stuff like delinquent or um, need remedial aspects of help and shit like that. Like none of that shit was fucking true. Is my brain was always in a kaleidoscope. Like I would see art and I would see still life pictures and I would see dimensional aspects and colors and shit like that. I wanted to do that, like, which is a high level of science and mathematics, but the schools in this country don't teach no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not until you get to college or whatever, and then they still don't expound on how it should be brought to the individual in the right essence. I don't follow people, so when everybody was getting out of school, whether dropping out and going into the hood, doing whatever they was gonna do for their young life, and then get older, everybody was working or doing shit like that. That wasn't me, so I'm not a part of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing that shit. Motherfuckers be like, yo, why don't you get a job? I worked when I was a teenager. Fuck a job. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not giving my energy to nobody. And reason why I'm speaking towards this is because a lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me because I just don't follow. You know what I'm saying? Like people have a way of looking at me personally because I just don't follow normality. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about none of that shit. That shit does not rationalize an idea for me. And I can look into life and see people that are addicted to the process of the system. Like, so you gotta do this and you gotta do that and you gotta do these things. Well, that's addiction to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe a real strength comes from being able to work your mind in a way to where you can pull out what's in your mind, place it in front of you, work it, apply it to society and people, and be able to make income from that shit. That to me is divine creation. Like if you can't do that, you worthless. Like that's how I look at worthlessness. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, you can work a fucking job, you can listen to somebody, but I don't like that energy. That energy does not serve me in a way to make me feel like you doing something worth doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it never did. I don't give a fuck about 30,000 hours or fucking income tax. That shit is dumb as hell to me. Like it's the most ridiculous source of activity that's being taken place that's a waste to me. And people go their whole life and then they say, I gave my time to this individual and they company. And now I get a pension and then I die. Some people, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's a universal purpose that should be served. I think that's me personally, I believe that's in the way of being able to serve your universal purpose. And if I didn't or wasn't able to accomplish certain things that I did in life, I would feel otherwise to those notions. Like maybe I should digress and go and do what everybody else do. Fuck that. I'll never be like that. I'll be more patient and wait because of what I can do, my skills. I'm capable of doing things. Now, determining on the circumstance that may be placed, there might be something that's holding that, but that don't mean it will stop it. Now, the average person will never be able to accumulate what you're able to do in 3-4 years in half of a year. Average person won't be able to do that. And through my life, I've done that plenty of times over. Like, it's normal to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mind doesn't think like everybody else. So if I need to get money, I can put my skills that I'm capable of to work in a situation that I'm solidified in. Now, it always works. Never failed. Went to the bottom, came up, was able to live in a free mentality, where I didn't have to leave my home and I had plenty. Bills is paid all the way up. Food, so we got so much fucking food, you can give food away. Comfortability, taking trips, spending time, being home, you know what I'm saying? Like, and being able to create more and more and more and more in that aspect to bring forth more finances and stability towards the future. I've always been like that, like since I was little. I learned how to mix the hustle with work when I was in my early teens, early 20s, and was able to graduate from that and put that shit completely down and start creating things in my own mentality. My mind has been given to me by the divine, so it's supposed to be used in the benefit of an image of creation. So that's what I do for me. A lot of people don't like me because of that, because they just can't get it. Well, majority of the time it's about witnesses, right? People who get a chance to see you live a certain way. I don't give a fuck what people know. Like, I'm not here to prove shit to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so ultimately, I'm never going to get along with everybody. It's just not going to work, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm cool with that. While everybody lives in their own reason, I'm going to be hard-headed forever. But that doesn't make whatever's being said towards the ideal of truth. I've been spoke about in ways that will never fit the characteristic of who I am. Hold on. Of who I am. I've seen lots and lots of money, plenty of times, not to the level of where I wanted to be, but more than the average person can make in a certain amount of time. And it wasn't illegal, it was legal. So with those mentalities and those processes, I've created jobs that don't exist, I've created jobs that I was able to do that was not illegal, that was not existing, but it wasn't illegal. Like, it's not something nobody was doing, but on top of that, nobody knows about it. I've done that a few times, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been places and had ideas with people who had different companies, and then I would give them ideas for them to build upon their company in a different aspect that would change certain things. I've done that for a lot of different companies. I've solidified things for myself that I never thought I would be able to do without credentials. And I'm not a braggadocious person. Like, I don't walk around saying, yo, I did this or I did that. I'm this, I'm that. I don't do none of that. I just keep going. So I never get put in that light form to where someone